We are audiostack.ai.
Combining AI writing, the best synthetic voices,
with production and delivery.
Be it ads, podcasts, or VOs for video.
Just like this ad.
How would you utilize AI audio? For free.
Go to audiostack.ai/contest.
Give us just a few details.
And you could replace this spot and be heard by millions.
See webpage for T's and C's. audiostack.ai/contest.
Thanks to you, some woman will get to be poked in the ribs by a tiny little foot. Some woman will get to shop for pants with elastic waistbands and be happy about it. Thanks to you, some woman will get to carry her own child. Egg donors make motherhood possible. And at Shady Grove Fertility, we perform over 800 egg donation treatments a year. It's completely confidential, and egg donors are generously compensated for their time. Women 21 to 31 apply today at shadygrovefertility.com.
Welcome to another episode of Crazy Fitness Guy Healthy Living Podcast / Weekly Motivation with Crazy Fitness Guy. And it's that time of the year again where I'm gonna be going on break tomorrow. I said I was gonna go break on Saturday. How am I doing so far? Let's just say I procrastinated on one of my last big projects of the year for our Crazy Fitness Guy. And I did a really great job at procrastinating because this is what I end up doing. It's not, let's just say it's not a project that I enjoy. Redoing stuff that should have been done the right way in the first place. When can I learn? Maybe in 2022. I don't know. Anyway, before we get started, I want to give everybody a sincere sorry that we didn't have this live stream last week because of technical difficulties, and the company that I used for this live stream didn't even know what happened. I didn't know what happened. My guest doesn't know what happened. No one knows what happened. Gotta love technology. I'm just gonna say I'm blaming the supply chain issue. There, I make excuses. Anyway, so if you're interested in following me, follow me at Jimmy Clare Speaker on Facebook and Instagram, and Jimmy Clare Speak on Twitter. You can follow Crazy Fitness Guy at Crazy Fitness Guy on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and so many more platforms. And in 3 weeks, we'll be back up and running for another Weekly Motivation with Crazy Fitness Guy. And you can subscribe to our Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and LinkedIn to get notified when our next live stream is. Or I think that was a proper sentence. And once this episode goes live, you can listen to it on Apple, Google, and Spotify. And by the way, if you're still interested in becoming a premium podcast subscriber for only $10 a year forever, go to CrazyFitnessGuy.com and click on the banner at the very top of the page, and you will get your 80% discount plus 30-day free trial. Yes, I am that crazy to give you such a great deal. You might as well, and I suggest to hurry because you have 4 days before Christmas, and you only have, I think, 9 days left before the end of the year. So, and then it's gone. And there's no promises it's ever coming back, because I'm not making that promise at all. And if you're wondering why it's dark, I'm going in the dark version, even though like Christmas is a happy time. I'm just going dark because it means it's the last episode of Crazy Fitness Guys Healthy Living Podcast / Weekly Motivation of the year. So there's a theme. And if you want to get more out of podcasting, comment on And if you want to leave comments on our show, save highlights for later, and so much more, check out cleaver.fm. And they will, it's a really great podcasting app. Go check it out. I use it on my phone just to save stuff from other shows, to find stuff later on again, so it's not buried in other places. And shout out to my crazy tribe out there. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoy this episode, the last one of the year. And before I invite the guest out, I'm so looking forward to having this guest back. Her last podcast episode is not out yet, unfortunately, but she was a blast last time. I know she's going to be a blast this time. She always brings greatness to the table on the podcast and live stream. Well, I think this is her first time being on the live stream, but I think it's going to be a blast. I know it's going to be a blast, and I saved the best for last. Welcome, my friend Joan, and out. Hey, Joann.
Hi, Jimmy. How are you? Thank you for all that. I'm in the dark too, so I'm going right with your theme, and I appreciate you saying that you're saving the best for last. We always have a great time, and I'm really excited to be on. I'm honored to be on the last episode of the year, and I'm looking forward to the hour.
Awesome. And so before we get started, how can you tell our viewers a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Sure. I'm a personal coach. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm an author as well. I'm an autism advocate. And I think I think we connected when you became a guest on my show, actually. I think you reached out to me and we started that way. I'm a jack of all trades. I try to just bring value to the community in whatever form I can. And all of my information is on jtdcoachesme.com. But, I'm into fitness as well. And I'm into equity and inclusion. I do a live podcast on sports. So I do a lot of different things out here in the world.
She makes me look bad.
Nobody can do that.
Only me. That's why I went with the procrastination part. So I think this episode I was gonna talk about your book with you. So what gave you the inspiration to do this book?
So it's actually a compilation book, and it's called "The One Habit of the World's Greatest Leaders." I was actually invited. The author, Steve Sambliss, really holds a group of amazing people to really, and unfortunately, and I'm really honored to do it because it was actually Steve's last major publication. He unfortunately just a few months ago he passed away from COVID. So it's really an inspirational story. His story is inspirational and really inspired to continue his legacy by talking about the book. But it's funny that you say it. So my one habit is really about talking about what are instrumental habits that you've incorporated into your life leader. And it's really all about procrastination and perfectionism, Jimmy. So you're talking right about those things at the end of the year here. So it's all about, oftentimes we procrastinate because we are perfectionists and we don't want to really delve into an endeavor unless we think we're going to do it perfectly. And we know sometimes that's a daunting task. So we often procrastinate. I call procrastination and perfectionism like kissing cousins. They're really close and intertwined with one another.
Well, yeah, it's funny. I sometime at around the middle or near the end of the years, somewhere, I had a guest on who talked about perfectionism, and she basically sounded like what she defined as perfectionism was literally I felt like it was literally me. And it's like, is it written behind me somewhere, or is there an arrow pointing to me? I'm not sure. Yeah, perhaps maybe I should get a green screen because it's like me. But to be honest, the only reason why I procrastinated on this last bit of project on Crazy Fitness Guy was because I was busy with school and so many papers that I had to write in a term paper. So it's not really, I just like, well, I mean, I didn't want to do it in the first place, but I had other stuff I had to do. So I was like, I don't have time for this big fat project I'm doing, but now I'm doing it. And I have like 24 images left. And it's like, I'm never doing this again. And I've only said that about 10 times. With, yeah, it's not fun. And so, what is your definition of it? What's your definition of a leader?
My definition of a leader is I'm very passionate about leadership, and my definition of a leader is somebody who's making and bringing impact into the world, and somebody who, you can't be a leader if you don't have a following. So you can be a man.
Forget everything that you know about a web browser, because you will be blown away by Psychic Browser. It's no ordinary web browser like Firefox, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, and all the other web browsers out there. It's based on productivity, and let me just name a few other functionalities that it has. It's very fast. It blocks ads by default. You don't see that with Google Chrome, do you? Nope. And there's also a sidebar, built-in sidebar, so you can have all your tools and systems all in one place without having to go search and wait for the web page to load. It's just right there with a click of a button. Try Sidekick out below with the link in the show notes and descriptions for more information about Sidekick. It'll boost your productivity probably tenfold, because that's what I use it for, is productivity. Check out Sidekick and tell them I sent you.
Manager, you can be an executive, but if you don't have people who are behind you, who believe in your message, who want to carry that forward in their own lives, then you're not a leader. So I think that you really have to, we always need people around us more so than they need us. We need them more than they need us. And I always say that in management and supervision. So when you get people in it, and I've had many different types of, and you'll see, you know how it is in your career. There's all different types of teachers. There's all different types of bosses. There are also different types of supervisors. But the ones who make an impact and who make a difference in the world are the ones who want to bring value, and they have people who support and believe in their message. And that's really what I think leadership's all about.
Well, I think my definition of leadership would be, if you can't follow your own set of guidelines and rules that you live by, then you're not a real leader. Because if you can't follow your own advice, how do you expect other people to take your advice and say, hey, I'm going to go do what this person says, but that person does the exact opposite? I admit there's some days where sometimes I fall short of following my own advice at times, but it's not like I get in the habit. It's sometimes I just have a very, very off day. Others, I'm on top of my game and I'm like, woohoo, I can do anything I want to put my mind to. And there's other days where it's like, I hate everything about technology and I just want it to go away.
I agree. And I think you make a great point. I don't think, again, I believe too that you should live your own mantras, but I think that people recognize that even though we're still human, even though we're out here and we're trying to bring our message into the world, we're still human, and we can have an off day. And I think that's what makes us more relatable. Nobody wants to be coached by somebody who's perfect. We want somebody who can understand and empathize with what we're going through. And I think that that's a great part of it. I love your backstory, where how you came to be Crazy Fitness Guy and the bullying that you overcame and all of that. I think that that's what makes you relatable. If you had just been some overconfident, jock right from the beginning, it would probably be harder for people to.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But I totally agree with that as well, because I kind of find it's hard to relate to some of those. I never really like. It's like a what did I see the other day? It's like I forget. I don't remember what I was going to say. I think it was like Adele was having her own private small little concert with Oprah along with these other celebrities. And I was like, it's not very inviting if people at home watching her concert, and then there's, I guess, all the A-list celebrities. And it's not really inviting or relatable to any of us. So, no offense, Adele, but not saying I'm not saying to bash anyone, but just like wasn't feeling it. I watched a few minutes of it. I was like, I didn't know what to think of it, to be honest. I'm not going to go on a rant on it. I don't have any rants to say about it, but let's get back to your book. So how long did it take you to contribute to that book?
It really only took about a month because every individual really just dedicated themselves to one chapter. And then we did a press release. We did some press. We did a full day interview event, and then we really disseminated the book. That is people going, and he listens to people, invites people who are passionate about what they believe in, and they really did editing time, turn it around pretty quickly. So it really took about, literally, they pulled the book together in probably 60 days. That's how inspirational and powerful Steve's core mission was. And it's really going to be a big loss to the world. I hope somebody else in his family takes up the mantra, but he was a special man. And I don't know if anybody's going to have the magic that he has.
Geez. Yeah, it's a shame when you lose someone like that. And I mean, just a shame to lose anybody like that to a disease or just anything. And I to be honest, I don't think I could even write a book in 60 days because even though I can write a blog post in like 4 days, it's a tough 4 days because sometimes the words just doesn't come out of my mind and out of my head right off the bat, because like sometimes I stare at a blank document and I was like, I have the idea, but the words are just not coming to me. And it's like I had to push through like 4 days, and then on the fourth day I'm like, now just copy and paste everything.
You say that, and we talk about technology, but think about the old days when they had the typewriter and the piece of paper and no spell check. How much more difficult? We have it pretty easy now. We don't have to worry about. Even they correct our grammar if we're off. So I think, can you imagine? That's probably why it took years and years to write books back in the day. Now we can even self-publish. You go on Amazon, you can publish your own book in just a matter of you still need to do your own content, but it's certainly easier to type on a computer. And it's we have a lot of great tools. We can even speak into a microphone, a recorder, and they'll transcribe the words. That's how crazy technology is today. It doesn't always work, but when it does, it's a big help, right?
Yeah. Well, and don't forget, we also have AI. So, artificial intelligence, writing machines. I may sometimes use it for, when I create SEO descriptions, which are the worst things to ever create because you can't have it longer than you shouldn't have too long as
We are audiostack.ai.
Combining AI writing, the best synthetic voices,
with production and delivery.
Be it ads, podcasts, or VOs for video.
Just like this ad.
How would you utilize AI audio? For free.
go to audiostack.ai/contest.
Give us just a few details.
And you could replace this spot and be heard by millions.
See webpage for T's and C's. audiostack.ai/contest.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
It's roughly around 100 to 160 or 180 characters. I'm this can't be a tweet. It's it has to be a nice, well sentence of what the post is and catchy enough so people could come to your article and whatnot. And I'm just not good at those. And it's and of course, if AI makes a mistake, I go back in there and correct it or take something away just to clean it up a little bit. But I'm just not doing it. I can come up with something short, catchy, and sometimes I put just too much stuff in. I can write the middle stuff, but the very beginning, I'm okay, how can I draw people to read this? And then how do I can conclude it? Because I can go on and on and on and on and on, but but sometimes it's kind of hard to start and kind of hard to finish. But I am what you call an indie podcaster. If I run out of money, there's nobody backing Crazy Fitness Guy. How you can support Crazy Fitness Guy is becoming a premium subscriber to Crazy Fitness Guy Premium Podcast. Our first plan is called Low Crazy. You'll get 100% ad-free content with zero sponsorships and zero commercials. The second plan we have is called Crazy. For $3.99 a month, you get access to the full episodes for the full library archives, early access to the shows. All episodes are ad-free, shout-outs out on the show, and you will be helping support our mission, and all the episodes are unedited. For the next plan, if you go year-long for $30 a year, they're extremely crazy. You'll get everything in the crazy plan, plus you'll get access to exclusive members' private Facebook group, and bonus Ask Me About Anything episodes, and you get to suggest topics for the show in the Facebook group. So if you want to help support Crazy Fitness Guy, there's 3 plans starting at $2.99 a month, going up to $30 a year. So it's $2.99. The next plan is $3.99, and then $30 a year. So thank you for all your support for the years, and I'm looking forward to continue making content just for you. Thank you. To become a premium podcast subscriber, click the links in the show notes and see which plan is right for you. In the middle, I'm oh, well, I can just put a few paragraphs here and there, but yeah, I like AI a little bit too much maybe, but it's not I use it every single day.
I think we're all dependent on technology now. Even the simple thing like a calculator. I mean, think about that. The old day we had to bring out our paper and division. I think once you get out of elementary school and high school, even high school, you can use the calculator. I think there's something to be said for learning the skill, but we want to work smarter, not harder. That's a great mantra to have.
So, who was the other authors involved in this book?
Oh, there were many. Some of my friends who were very inspirational. There were fitness coaches. There were some celebrities in there. And there were many great leaders in the world today. I believe that Barry Gordy's son from Motown, who was the founder of Motown, he wrote a chapter. And I should have brought the book in here with me so I could spiral off some of the names. But some of them are great. Amber Riley, she's a great fitness coach. Forbes Riley, she's a celebrity. Barry Gordy's son, I think. And I can't remember everybody, but there's a great compilation. You should definitely check out the book. And there are many One Habit books. There's One Habits about surviving cancer. What are some of your strategies for that? And entrepreneurship. Just a lot of great things. A lot of great books out there.
So could you give us a little bit of what your chapter was about without giving it away, the whole book, or without your whole chapter?
Sure. My whole chapter was really about the leadership goals. And as I said, it was really talking about to take the leap of faith and don't procrastinate, to take a chance. Because if you don't take a chance and you don't pursue your dreams, and what's the worst thing that could happen? Dreams may fail. They may not come to fruition, but that doesn't mean you're a failure. Start that business. The business one of the greatest pieces of advice I had ever received is not even advice, but I had started a business probably about 10 years ago. And it was successful. I wouldn't say it was successful, but it took more away from my life than it gave to me. The profit wasn't worth my time. And so I had to give that business. I made the decision to put that business aside for the moment. And I remember my father said to me, I said, I felt like a failure. I put so much of my heart and soul and money into the business. My father said, you're not a failure. You pursued your dreams. The business failed. You didn't fail. And I think that's something important to remember, that thing that could happen if we try something. It doesn't work out. Well, it might. If we never did it, it wouldn't have worked out anyway. So I think that's really what it's all about. Taking a chance, being a risk taker. Don't allow yourself to stay stuck. Don't let the opinions of others define you, and really move forward with your life and enjoy the present moment.
Yeah, I've been trying to learn to enjoy more of the present moment at times, even though, well, I'm going to be honest, I've said I absolutely hate doing this. Like I said, early, before you got on, before we went live, I hate doing the project what I'm doing, but it's going to feel so good when it's done. And my goal for next year, I'm hoping just to focus on content creation, because what I'm doing right now, I wouldn't consider it as content creation, because I'm just replacing stuff and just re-adding it again. So I'm not really replacing anything. I'm just kind of giving the website a little bit more color. And like I told you before we got on, if I ever had to redo something, and I really hope I never have to redo something, but if I ever had to, I would change. I would love to have like more color in the brand itself, because having 3 colors is really boring. Imagine the background of this video was all in black and white, and I'm like, yeah, that was what my website was looking like. And I was like, I can't do this. And I was like, I need color. And like when I was actually a part of helping my church revamp their website to Squarespace and whatnot like a 1 or 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago because it was before the pandemic. And I basically, I said to my church, I had fun working on the project because even though it was extra for me, stuff for me to do, I had fun with it because there were so many pictures. There were so many just more visual elements. And that's what I've been doing now because I didn't want to do it in the new year. And because something like that is not fun for me. What's fun for me is creating content, promoting content, and having guests on like Joann. But redoing stuff that should have been done maybe the first way, or it should have been more visually appealing from the start. But I didn't have the ideas, and now I have the ideas. And I'm just running with it at the end of the year, of course.
Well, I think we all make progress, and our tastes change. What you may have liked at that time. I think that's the beauty of life in humanity. We always have the option to change our minds and shake things up. I was the same way. I used to like things pretty neutral in regard to color base, but now I love things. I love your background here. I love reds and greens, and not just because it's Christmas, but because it makes it.
I didn't make it.
Yeah, the color is a warm feeling when you bring color into a scene.
And that came from my tool stream. It's like I can literally change background that way. Yeah. So, but yeah. So my goals for 2020 is to cut back on the big projects, but focus on the big content projects because I have a lot of ideas and it's being wasted on. I don't know what you call this because it's like the trifecta of projects I ever did. Usually when I'm working on projects in the past, it's like one thing at a time. Just because I want to get this thing finished, I'm doing 3. All in one.
That's a lot.
It's not fun. It actually had like 4 or 5 different moving parts.
Well, you don't want to spend
I can make a book out of it too.
When you spend your break on that, you want to get some free time. What do you have planned for the holiday?
Yeah, I did not plan this very well. But so how do you have any advice for people, for those inspiring authors who want to get started writing an article or book or just anything?
I think that the easiest way to start to write a book, and it's what you spoke about when you're talking about content creation, but I think that we all have an idea, and depending, especially if it's something, well, regardless of what type of book it is, you really want to put down an outline and just kind of scope it out, kind of gather and organize your thoughts. For instance, how many chapters there's actually a certain formula to writing a book, and you'd have to do a little bit of research, but it's, for instance, if you're writing a biography, and this isn't the exact formula, I don't recall it, but there's a formula that'll say you should have 10 chapters of 3,000 words. So there are some pretty specific guidelines of what really makes a successful book. So I would start there, figure out what type of book you want, and then look at the structure, the recommendations for that type of that genre, that genre of book, and then start outlining your chapters. Chapter 1, you want to talk about, let's say it's a biography, an autobiography. You want to start talking about, in chapter 1, childhood, and who's going to be part of that. What segment, your parents, your upbringing, your elementary school. Chapter 2, college, and then outline it out. And that's really, then you'll know what to write about, because we all, we all have some idea, anyone who is an aspiring author has some idea of what we want to write about. It's just a matter of organizing it. And then I would carry around, if you're old school, carry around a journal and a pencil. And if you're new school and into technology, carry around a tape recorder. And anytime a thought pops into your head, just write it down or talk to the tape recorder. And even on the side of your bed, sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I'll quickly jot something down, because you know how it goes. In the morning, we forget it. We always say we're going to remember that dream or we're going to remember that thought, and oftentimes we don't.
Unfortunately for my brain, I remember a lot of things. I mean, it's good and bad depending on what you remember. If it's a really bad dream, I remember it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but I don't know if I can like literally spit it back out to what the dream was always, but I remember images in my head, so it's like, that's not creepy at all. And like sometimes when I wake up freaked out, I'm like, okay, is my brain like evil or something? And it's like, what was this dream for? And it's like, I don't even want to know. And like, what have you been watching, brain? And it's like, I haven't watched any bloody movies. I don't know where you got this from.
That's the wrong holiday. That's Halloween. That's Halloween / a movie snack.
I'm like, it's not Halloween, brain. Hello. I was like, I'm pretty sure the Grinch wasn't evil. I mean, that evil.
No,
like, though he gets a little questionable.
Did you see the new Spider-Man movie yet? That's all the hype this week too. That's what's trending out there in the world.
Yeah, I have not seen it yet. I'm hoping to get to see a movie eventually. I haven't, to be honest, I haven't seen it. I haven't been in the movies for like 2.5 years.
Yeah, I haven't either with COVID, but I might venture out for that one. I'm not sure. I'll have to see how it goes. I'll wait till the theaters aren't as crowded, maybe after the holiday break.
I think the last movie I saw was Star Wars. And I don't mean like the like old ones. I mean like the very, very like latest one. I think that was like the last movie I saw.
I think the last movie I saw was Endgame. Right, the Marvel movie. You're not a Marvel fan?
No, actually, no. Wait, no. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that one. That was. It got confusing after a while because it kept jumping around and everything else, and it's like, I was like, hey, how did this person get over here? And but yeah, I think I saw all of them except for Doctor Strange. Actually, no, I saw that movie and I thought it was really, really strange. No pun intended.
Well, Doctor Strange is if you see the video clips, he's in the new Spider-Man. I think he makes an appearance, so you get to see him again. He's not the star, obviously, but he makes a brief appearance, I believe.
Yeah, I think I'm going to see it eventually, either in movies or in theaters or sometime on streaming or. Yeah, I just. Basically, my whole class, I was watching a bunch of old movies.
That's fun.
It was a movies, means, and methods class.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like a lot of fun, actually.
Well, there were some movies that were just dreadfully boring. And the last movie of the...
What is your major? Is it in communications?
Media studies.
Media studies, yeah. My son's going to college next year, and he's going to study film and media as well.
So, just out of curiosity, as another question, as a author to author, have you ever seen a book that doesn't have any chapters in it?
That's one big piece?
Yeah, like that.
ebooks, but I haven't seen a whole full-length book with no chapter breaks.
Like when I read this one book. I forget what it was called because it was in my bookcase back in Pennsylvania. But then when I moved, I packed it up, and I don't remember the name off the top of my head. But there was this author, and the reason I brought it up is because this author, he broke up his books. Yeah, like
We are audiostack.ai.
Combining AI writing, the best synthetic voices,
with production and delivery.
Be it ads, podcasts, or VOs for video.
Just like this ad.
How would you utilize AI audio? For free.
go to audiostack.ai/contest.
Give us just a few details.
And you could replace this spot and be heard by millions.
See webpage for T's and C's. audiostack.ai/contest.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
You continue each page, and then he jumps to a new paragraph, and then on the same page, but then he just bolts the next word or the next paragraph, but it wasn't like chapter 2 or chapter 3. It was just a continuation. I'm like, I've never seen this done before. I was like, is this allowed? I was like, I think he's breaking the book writing rules. What? Is this illegal?
You'll have to write him a ticket. We should sanction him.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool because it was like it's just a really just a continuation, and it's like I kind of like this.
I think it would drive me crazy because sometimes I'm waiting for the break to put it down and go have my lunch or take a shower. So if there's no breaks, you'll never put the book down.
Well, maybe that's what he was trying to do, get you hooked in.
Right.
But the pages were so like laid out. It wasn't like. Have you ever seen those books where it's like really, really crammed, like word for word, and it's like so small, and it's like I can't even read this thing anymore? Well, his stuff was all spread out. I think it was like all double spaced and everything, so it wasn't like too overwhelming to the eyes. And it's like, you know what? It's kind of nice. It's like and it's like it's a continuation. You kind of can tell when there's a break because he highlights he highlights the next space, and then it's like something he's talking about, some new topic that somehow relates to the one you just read. But I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's like I've never seen this done before. Like I read a lot of books my 20 years, being 20 years older, and but I've never seen a book done that. I mean, like I've seen Hydro Flask is the best water bottle in my opinion because it keeps my water nice, cold, and refreshing throughout the day. And yes, I do drink a lot of water throughout the day, so even though it stays colder for longer, I still like having a reusable water bottle like Hydro Flask because it just sits on my desk, and it just sits on my desk and reminds me, hey, you gotta drink water. And Hydro Flask, it keeps it cold longer, which makes me want to drink more water throughout the day because, you know, there's nothing worse than drinking warm water. Go to hydroflask.com and use the link in the show notes. And yes, I do get a small commission from Hydro Flask, so which also helps support the show. So tell them I sent you. Use the link below, and yeah, check out hydroflask.com for more information. A comic book, but I never seen it done just a continuation. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And like 200 something plus pages, and there's not one single chapter in here.
Do you remember what the book was about? What was the book about?
I think the book was. I think it was a book about the guy's religion and faith and whatnot, and it was just telling him what he believed back then and what he was believing now, and I thought it was pretty cool. Just how it just flowed, and it was like, and I was in this like small little book club at my church, and we were just talking, and I was like, this is unheard of. I've never seen. I was like, I read so many authors. I read James Patterson, Cassandra Clare, J.K. Rowling. Never seen any of them do this.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. That sounds amazing.
If I can find the book again, I'll send it to you. Yeah, I mean, I send you the link to it because, I think somebody should check this out. I was like, is this allowed to? I was like, I feel like it breaks some kind of code in with the authors, and like, I wonder if it's frowned upon.
It may have been. And that means we'll have to do some research on the author and see what his reasoning was. There must be some method to his madness.
And I think he also has many other books too, and I think they followed all the same formats as well. And I was like, I wonder if he was trying to live on the edge, just so it's like, I'm not like the other authors. And it's like, that might be risky, but maybe the risk pays off. Sure. I don't know.
Yeah, the risk might pay off.
I don't know. If I was an author, would I do that? I don't know. I mean, I am an author, but I haven't wrote my own book yet, so I don't. Would you personally do that? I don't know.
I wouldn't. It would be really hard for me to organize my thoughts into one big block. I really have to kind of break it down just for my own, just to be able to chunk it down and to be able to write about specific topics and then tie them in together. So he's really skilled if he did that successfully. I think that really speaks to probably his brilliance. If somebody can pull that off, that's tough to do.
I think my advice to people who want to be a author or write their own book, for me, what works for me for writing, for my articles on my website, I like to gather the subheadings of what I'm going to talk about, write about, and just to, okay, here's what I'm focusing on, and to stay on topic. But let's just say if I was writing my own book, and I would just not even worry about the formatting, and I would just write until X amount of words just to get started, and I'll worry about the formatting later. I mean, just because I was like, well, if I'm going to worry about the formatting in between everything, I might be there for a whole 5+ years of making one book. I was like, if I just have the words, might as well let it flow out of you and format it later. Though I can't do that with an article for my website, because then I don't know. Then it's kind of like I'm off topic. Which I get that pretty much every single time I'm on a live stream and a podcast.
Well, that's a good thing about live. We don't ever have to stick to a topic.
Hey, it keeps it interesting. Hence the name Crazy Fitness Guy. Hello.
So let me ask you a question. Do you have any New Year's resolutions? Do you believe in resolutions, or you think that you're living a pretty happy life and you don't have need for it?
To be honest, I was telling a friend earlier today that I don't like New Year's resolutions, and because no one sticks to them. And so what I do instead, I make well, I have a digital to-do list because otherwise, well, I mean, I don't even have a desk at the shore. I'm using a card table desk in my room. Not because I don't think it can fit a full desk. My bed takes most up of the room and in my room, so at the shore. And one of the things I do for my digital to-do list, I put in 2022 goals for the new year, and I kind of like list them in priority, or sometimes I move them around throughout the year, depending on like, okay, which task am I going to focus on next? And I set up myself a reading goal for each new year, for each year. So because there was one year when I first started the website, I only read one book that whole entire year, maybe two if I'm giving myself being lucky. If I was being generous with myself, but I was like, out of the whole year, I read two. That's disgusting. And so this year I'm on par for reaching 25 total books read this year. Though I think next year I'm going to lower it just because, according to the SMART goals, it should be attainable. And I mean, 25 is attainable, but I probably, if I read the last few weeks when I was in school, I mean, while I was doing all those papers, I probably would have already finished by now. But now I'm playing catch up with that too. So I'm like, I reread my 21st book last night when I was coming back down to the shore and from Pennsylvania. And so I was like, okay, this is great. And just to clarify, my dad was driving, so I was not reading while I was driving. So,
well, that's good to know. You weren't in a
I don't have a robot driving car.
Not yet. Not yet.
But so to answer your question, I like to just plan a bunch of goals. Are you stuck with and you don't know what to do for dinner? Well, let me tell you about this awesome, amazing company called Eat Clean Bro. You get healthy recipes delivered right to your door. They're fresh. They're cooked for you. And all you have to do is heat it up in a microwave or oven. It's simple, quick and easy, affordable, and each meal is delicious. I found them through Tiger Schulman's Karate, and I joined them and partnered with them because I think you will like them too. And I absolutely love their meals. They're fresh, authentic, and it's all around great food that you normally think, oh gee, I think this would take hours to cook, but they already took out all the cooking for you. All you have to do is heat it up in the microwave. How simple is that? Or the stove, or the oven. So go check out Eat Clean Bro in the links in the show notes for more information about them. Just a long list of yearly goals, but not really resolutions, because like, am I going to stay with them? Probably not. Though I remember my years ago when I made New Year's resolutions when I was younger, I always said to my parents, like, I quit homework.
That's a good one. Well, you can't do it. You're going to fail that one right away.
Yeah, I've been feeling that one pretty good lately. Fail.
I agree with you. I'm not much into resolutions because I agree we should strive to just make progress in our life, and we're not looking to those it's like when you go to the gym and in January, in the whole month of January it's packed. You can't it's hard to get in because so many people want to go through that month, and then they stop going in February. They start to wane off. So you see the same old people that were in there all last year. So I agree. I love your idea. I'm going to try that. I'm going to put some goals on paper, and I'll let you know how I make out. I'm not going to read 25 books. I know that. So I'm on track this year to read 0.
Well, the only reason why some people ask me, like, well, my parents ask me, my friends ask me, like, why do you bother even having a reading goal? It's just for me, just so I can stay on track, so I'm not just, okay, I'm just going to work and work and work and work and work. And so when I look at I have a few reading apps on my phone that keeps tracks of my books I read during the year, and seeing the goals on my goal, it reminds me, it's like, you should start reading. I was like, it's right. I should start reading. And I mean, I'm not like forcing myself, but it's like, okay, I want to read. Besides what I read in school and whatnot, I enjoy reading. And it's just a reminder for me, is like, are you supposed to be doing something today? It's like, you're right, I should be reading.
I think that's a great goal.
And and plus I try not to watch TV during the week, though on holiday break and vacation, I allow myself to do so. So then it's not just the same old, and same old.
I love it.
But it probably won't be happening tonight because I want to get this 24 images done. It's not going on another day. I've been at this since I think like at 10:30 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, I've been taking breaks. Don't get me wrong. I've been using the Pomodoro timer, like 20 minutes on, 15-minute break to do another task, and then 20 minutes on again, another 15-minute break. But then the last few hours, I was talking with my friend, and I just kept on going and going on one task and finished that one. So now I only have 2 more to go. And
I can't wait to check out the new website.
The
upper website.
Yeah, it's there's a lot more pictures I have to be on, which I totally like, because they need to be brightened up a little bit. A lot of it was just a lot of text, and it's like, am I reading a book? Am I reading a website? I'm not really sure. I got confused after a while too.
All right, so that's a good goal to accomplish by the end of this year. You're closing out 2021 with a bang, and then you're moving full steam ahead into the new year. I love that.
Yeah, and I'm hoping never to have another big project like this ever again. I'll probably break that though.
Yeah, I think sometimes we don't have a choice.
So do you have any big extra projects going on into next year?
I do have one big project that I'd love to talk about, and it's actually, remember I spoke earlier about the business that I had started, probably 10 years ago. I'm bringing that back, and it's really, as you know, my son has Asperger's, and when he was young, it was recommended that he utilized a visual schedule, and really what was offered out there really wasn't. It speaks to what you're speaking about. They were mostly stick figure white boys and Caucasian boys without any color, without any expressions, and I really at the time thought that my son and all the children on the spectrum deserve something a little bit more colorful, a little bit more personalized. So I hired a graphic illustrator, and we put together these great visual schedules that are also magnets. And at the time, it was very difficult because the printing and the magnets, and you had to laminate. But now, you go to a wedding and everybody has a magnet, right, with a picture on it. So it's much easier to manufacture that product, and you don't have to. I was always opposed to doing it over in China because I didn't want little children to be exposed to an over schedules back, and that's my big project for 2022. I'm operational. I already have, everything in the works, and hopefully by the end of 22, it's out there and available for families and children on the spectrum, or whomever. It doesn't even need to be on the spectrum. Anybody who's a visual learner and likes to be more organized in their day.
We are audiostack.ai.
Combining AI writing, the best synthetic voices,
with production and delivery.
Be it ads, podcasts, or VOs for video.
Just like this ad.
How would you utilize AI audio? For free.
Go to audiostack.ai/contest.
Give us just a few details.
And you could replace this spot and be heard by millions.
See webpage for T's and C's. audiostack.ai/contest.
Well, I'm definitely a visual learner. I have like 3 calendars on all of my devices. I mean, not in total per device, but I have all my calendars on my computers and my phone, and I even have a block scheduling app that goes along on my phone that just tells me it's time to do something else, and so like if I want to I don't know, do some writing, it tells me it's time to do some writing. It's like, are you sure? It's like, and it gives me a second reminder. It's like, you bet it is. And it's like, okay, fine. It's like a very persistent thing. It just keep reminding me to do stuff. It's like, this thing is very, very persistent and good to be annoying to me too. But when you launch your business, you better, I hope you come back on here because I would definitely love to see the visual calendar.
All right, great. Yeah, you'll be my number one stop. I'll tell you when it's ready to go.
Definitely, you're always welcome on here.
Thank you. I love coming on, and you're always welcome on my show as well.
Hey, trust me, I'm going to be hooking. Next year, I have so many projects that are, in the works. I did not start them today. They've been ongoing for the beginning of this year. I think I had one that was started back in 2020, maybe. I don't know, sometime. I lost track of my days, but I remember the days of the week, but I don't remember exactly when I started both of them, or I think, let's just say, just for grins and jollies, I started both this year, but one of them is almost finished. The other one is still a work in progress, and which I'm going to be taking off from this year, the rest of the year for it, just so I can get my mind off of this ugly project I'm working on and have a nice holiday break and come back fresh to work on it again. And I am what you call an indie podcaster. If I run out of money, there's nobody backing Crazy Fitness Guy. How you can support Crazy Fitness Guy is becoming a premium subscriber to Crazy Fitness Guy Premium Podcast. Our first plan is called Low Crazy. You'll get 100% ad-free content with 0 sponsorships and 0 commercials. The second plan we have is called Crazy. For $3.99 a month, you get access to the full episodes, for the full library archives, early access to the shows. All episodes are ad-free, shout-outs out on the show, and you will be helping support our mission, and all the episodes are unedited. For the next plan, if you go year-long for $30 a year, the Extremely Crazy, you'll get everything in the Crazy plan, plus you'll get access to exclusive members' private Facebook group, and bonus ask me about anything episodes, and you get to suggest topics for the show. in the Facebook group. So if you want to help support Crazy Fitness Guy, there's 3 plans starting at $2.99 a month, going up to $30 a year. So it's $2.99. The next plan is up is $3.99, and then $30 a year. So thank you for all your support for the years, and I hope I'm looking forward to continue making content just for you. Thank you. To become a premium podcast subscriber, click the links in the show notes and see which plan is right for you. But yeah, I do have a lot of projects on working, and speaking of which, I do have a project that is launching this Friday, actually. Me and my friend that I was talking to you about earlier today, me and her became business partners on because we're 2 autism advocates, and we currently have a group Facebook page, and let's just say there's going to be a page coming to the website that explains what we're doing, who we are, and perhaps if anyone's following that page, it's called the Autism Speakers, and let's just say it does have similar stuff that is on the web. That's going to be on the website, and but yeah, it's coming soon, and it's coming this Friday. And
Great.
I think I might even make some a video, a teaser video coming soon, or maybe not. I don't know. I don't have any ideas at the moment because there's a 9 project. But yeah, but yeah, definitely. It's I'm ending the year with this project and launching this one, and yeah, next year we're going to be working on a lot more articles and a lot more podcasts.
That's exciting.
Plus, I got to 100+ interviews this year too. So
that's amazing. You're a rock star for sure. That's another title that you should have under your belt.
I don't think I can do that. I'm not that big of a rock star.
I think you're amazing.
Yeah, so I would definitely love to be back on your show, especially with my business partner and I, because we definitely have some ideas in the books for great content for the 2 of us for our business. Crazy Fitness Guy is going to be the parent company of the business because I'm not affording another website, and I'm not putting more man hours on another website. I can't do it. I'll just be burnt to smithereens.
All right, great. I'd love to have you both on. Let's schedule something in the new year. Definitely,
and we'll do some talking in that next year because I don't know what I don't even have I'm not even sure how I'm going to market this launch on Friday because the video, I feel like, I don't know, it feels like it's going to be forced though, so I'm not really sure. I know you'll come up with something good. Hey, I already well, it has to be better than this project, so that's pretty. So, do you have any few last? Oh, yeah. Before we, where can people find your book? So all of my information is on my website, which is www.jtdcoachesme. That's all my social media is on there, all the link to my podcast, and I'm going to be updating, the book's not on there, but I will be putting a link on there. I'm doing a little bit of updating of my website at the end of the year too. But if you want to find me or contact me, that's the way to do it. And I'd love to connect with any of your listeners. Definitely. And I I have to say I'm gonna have to check out this book because I'm always looking for leadership books and learning new stuff. And right now I've been reading some comic books. To be honest, not that I have any shame in admitting it. I've been reading Avatar: The Last Airbender because I found out my library back in Pennsylvania has all the digital copies, and I was like, I'm in love with the library at the moment, and because when the show ended, I I I really missed it, even though I owned all the 3 seasons and everything. But then when I found out that there was recently, like I think last year, that there was in the works with in the fourth one, but thanks to M. Night Shyamalan, messed everything up. Yeah, I said his name, sue me. But yeah, I'm not going to get into details about it, but yeah, I've been enjoying it because there's stories along with the show that I have that wasn't in the show, and so I'm reading all these comic books that was just a continuation and an aftermath of it all. And it's like, I'm in love with I'm in love with my library at the moment. It's like, thank you for having these books, because it's like I even looked at some of the prices and it's like, holy crap, $21 for a comic book, holy crap! And it's like, I didn't think that they would be that expensive. And it's like, they're more expensive than James Patterson books.
Yeah, you're right.
No, like James Patterson, sorry James Patterson, but I think maybe it became cheap or something. It's like they make it look bad. It's like, you're charging like $12-14 a book. You think that's expensive? This comic book that's been I think it was like made in was like written like 2012-ish. Came out. It was like still $21. Really? Holy crap! I didn't think there's something that old can be. Yeah, whatever. I didn't. Like I said, I don't know everything about marketing and price ranges, but hell, even my podcast is not that expensive. Man, somebody should be paying me $21. Gosh
darn. Someday.
Well, it was great to having you on, and I hope people go check out your book because I checked it out and I already put it on my reading list, and I probably read read next year. And I'm not just saying that. I'm probably going to read it next year. I saw my other few friends that I had to read their books too, and I just been reading some of the comic books because it's getting towards the end of the year, and I was like, not that I don't want to learn anything new, but it's time to wind it down. Not to go, hey, you know what? I'm going to learn something new right at the end of the year. Hey, wait, I don't want to implement it yet.
I think that's a wise decision. And thank you for having me on. I want to wish everybody happy holidays for all your viewers who celebrate Christmas, and of course, Happy New Year to everybody. And I can't wait to come back in the new year, and we'll do some collaborations, and you're a force to be reckoned with. So I know you're going to take the new year by storm.
Trust me, I have many ideas for the 2022. And like I said at my end of my blog post last week, that I'm predicting that 2022 is going to be a great year for all of us. And when I have that in mind, trust me, I think I'm onto something. Just a feeling.
Yeah, we're going to manifest it. We're going to manifest it for everybody.
Yep. And yeah, I have a good feeling about next year, and be prepared. There's more stuff coming to Crazy Fitness Guy, and that's all I have to say. Just wait till 2022. That's scary.
That is scary.
Well, and I look forward to talking to you again. And I'm definitely gonna. I definitely got you and me gotta collaborate on a project eventually.
We will. I think that's a great idea.
Because I don't have any ideas at the moment, but wait until next year.
We'll brainstorm. We'll come up with something.
Yeah, my friend earlier was trying to get me to brainstorm. It was like, what did we say about not talking about work on Christmas? I mean, it's not Christmas yet, but it's like, come on.
Close enough. It's close enough.
It's close enough. 4 days away.
Exactly.
So it's great to have you on. You're always welcome, and you're a terrific guest, as always. And like I said, I saved the best for last.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Jimmy. And you're my last. You're my last. You're my last appearance of the year. So I agree. I saved the best for last too.
And definitely let's stay in touch. And if I'll just put you, if you can hold it back for a few minutes while end the show, if I can even speak tonight.
Sure. Thanks, everybody.
See ya. So that's all we have time for tonight as I finish up 24 images. Anybody want to do it for me? Because I really don't want to do it. No takers, bummer. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you guys in 2022. If you're interested in that premium podcast at 80% off and 30%, 30-day free trial, go to CrazyFitnessGuy.com, click the banner at the top of the screen, of the website, and make sure you check it out because makes a great present for, and it might not ever come back. 80% off, can't beat it. And to finish up the show, if you want to follow me at Facebook at Jimmy Clare Speaker and Jimmy Clare Speaker on Instagram and Jimmy Clare Speak on Twitter. You can follow Crazy Fitness Guy at Crazy Fitness Guy on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll be back in 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is, something along those lines. You can make sure to subscribe to our channels on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook and Twitter, so you know when we're coming back. Oh, and I forgot LinkedIn. So you never forget to, so you never miss a new episode of the Weekly Motivation with Crazy Fitness Guy. And when this episode comes out, which is probably going to come out, I'm going to be, spoiler alert, beginning of next year. You can listen to it on Apple, Google, and Spotify. And last but not least, go check out my friends at cleaver.fm and comment on our show, save highlights for later, and so much more of what we just talked about today. And check them out at cleaver.fm and download that for Apple or Android devices. Shout out to my crazy tribe out there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And check out, follow Joann at JTDcoachesme.com. And I forgot to mention, have a safe holidays, have a Merry Christmas, and enjoy time with your friends and family. And I'll see you back here in 2.5 to 3 weeks for all brand new episodes of Crazy Fitness Guy, Healthy Living Podcast / Weekly Motivation with Crazy Fitness Guy. Until then, before I sign off, why do I always forget to add this video? I'm crazy, that's why. Anyway, stay healthy, stay safe, stay motivated. See you again here next time on a brand new episode Until then, peace.
We are audiostack.ai.
Combining AI writing, the best synthetic voices,
with production and delivery.
Be it ads, podcasts, or VOs for video.
Just like this ad.
How would you utilize AI audio? For free.
go to audiostack.ai/contest.
Give us just a few details.
And you could replace this spot and be heard by millions.
See webpage for T's and C's. audiostack.ai/contest.
I'm Victoria Cash. Thanks for calling the Lucky Land Hotline. If you feel like you do the same thing every day, press 1. If you're ready to have some serious fun for the chance to redeem some serious prizes, press 2. We heard you loud and clear. So go to LuckyLandSlots.com right now and play over 100 social casino-style games for free. Get lucky today at LuckyLandSlots.com.
Available to players in the U.S., excluding Washington and Michigan. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.